from Mini Bull Design, and today I'm out in the front yard. Earlier today I did 10 more miles on my bike. I got in my 10 miles. It was a pretty nice day. Really windy, but it was good and warm, so didn't go too bad. And I kept moving fairly fast to keep the black flies off of me, which are starting to cloud up now. Now, let's get in out of the wind, go out in the factory, and I'll explain to you what I did out there today. And then we'll go up in the studio, and I want to show you another product I'm working on. Now, I came out this morning, and it was, I don't know, like 63 or 4 outside, but in here it was like 55 with cold. But I didn't start a fire, I just toughed it out. I only had one order, and I made this stuff for that and got out of here and warmed up again. Had to stop and working on a batch of Elites. I ran out of Elites and I had an order for an Elite. So, yesterday afternoon I had some spare time, and I worked on I don't know whether an electric scooter, I guess is the correct name for it, just 2 little wheels and a set of handlebars. I'll show you that real quick, show you what I'm doing on that. And I also worked on a base for the SS remote, and that's up in my studio. I'll show you that on the way by. So let's get going. Now, I got this scooter at the dump, at the warehouse, and everything turned free and everything was there, but the batteries were flat. So I hooked the charger up to the batteries, and they wouldn't take a charge, they're gel cells. So I had 2 more batteries exactly like them that was in an old strobe light housing that I got on the dump. And those batteries were really good. They charged right up to 13.8, no problem, and held the charge. So I unwired those batteries, which were hardwired in, put connectors on and put the new batteries in, and turned it on. The light came right on. I hit the throttle, and all it does is click. I think it's clicking a relay in there or something. So, long story short, the electronics are cooked in it, so it's not going to work. So I'll set it off to the side, and maybe I'll find another one that does have good electronics in it. Or maybe I'll paw around on eBay, see if I can get one there and fix it, or maybe I'll just part it out. Whatever. But this is all stuff from the warehouse. There's no money invested. Just something to keep me occupied. So, let's go up in the studio. Okay, I've been playing around with the SS remote. This is something I've kind of haven't gotten back to quite a while. I've been away from the carbon felt stoves, remote feed stoves, and kind of been basically focusing on the soda can stoves. But I've come up with, I think, 4 new soda can stove designs, so I think it's time to get back to the carbon felt stoves again, the remote feed. So anyway, what I came up with was, it's a good fit. This is an aluminum base that I made for the SS remote to give it a little more stability. Now, I weighed this. Let me mic this and see what the base thickness is. It's pretty thin. It's 83 thousandths, so a little over a 1/16. Pretty thin. It's all skeletonized, hole in the middle. Weighs 12 grams is all it weighs. And it's a press fit into the bottom of, if I can get it back in. There we go. Press fit into the bottom of an SS remote, bottom line. If you have an SS remote, this will slide right in, and it really gives you a lot more stability. So I made that, pressed that in, played with that, and I'm running a Bongo Original with a droop top in it, and I've got the carbon felt trimmed right off level with the top, and this is the dream setup for baking. It just sits there and runs for an hour on end with a perfect flame for baking, or for like pancakes. And then if you want to go and boil water and stuff like that, I'd put in a regular wick with a donut wick on an M2 wick. Now, what I found out with this, my experience was, it works the very best and it flows and feeds the very best if you keep the wick to an absolute minimum, so it just fills the hole, so you can grab it hold of it and pull it out. If it's tight, it doesn't vent correctly, and the alcohol can't come in and displace the air. So if you have one and it's not feeding correctly, I recommend setting your remote right up. Grab the valve, take it right out, see where your alcohol level is, and make adjustments accordingly to get the alcohol level where you want it. Should be going bloop, 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 and if it isn't, pick it up and get it started. And once you get the alcohol level where you want it, then put a loose wick in. And it should, as you run it, should continue to every so many seconds, should bloop, 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 and you're in. Once you get it doing that, you're in for the duration, and you can cook for hours with this. Now, this remote does have a 4-inch adjustment on it. It's a little exotic, and I've never weighed the actual remote itself. If I've got a set of scales here, here we go. I know the base plate weighs 12 grams, so I'm going to flip this over and take the alcohol bottle right off. There. Set that off to the side, take the hose off of it, and take the base off of it and see what the actual remote weighs, because I'm not really sure. It's not feather light. This is Lexane body, which is really, and with a slot in the top and the bottom, you can't pop it out because it's captured right in there. Okay, here we go. Weighs, let me go to ounces. Weighs 2.5 ounces. That weighs 2.5 ounces, and this weighs 0.4 of an ounce. So the whole thing together with that base weighs 2.92 ounces. So I give you some idea. Well, I thought this was really cool. Really adds a lot of stability to the SS remote, and it looks cool, which is ultimately important. And I've got the bottom out so you can reach in and push it up. And put your bottle on and all that. Works really great. So if you want one of these bases or an SS remote, the SS remotes are in the store. I haven't put the bases in yet. I'm kind of waiting to see what kind of response I get before I waste my time putting them in there. Maybe there's no interest in them. The SS remote is one of those things that when I first made it, the adjustable SS remote, I sold a lot of them. And I think everybody that wants one has one now, because I don't sell very many of them now. They're not a big seller at all. Just kind of pretty much a non-event. But every now and then somebody buys one. But now I think I'm going to start making accessories for it, and everybody that has one can buy the accessories, and I'm going to start out with this base, which I think is a good feature because it really adds a lot of stability to it. And you can hit it way up here and it just slides on the table. Now, the big draw of this remote is if you're out in the wilderness instead of a flat tabletop, and your stove is like up here and your remote's down there, you can pull this up to 4 inches to set your fuel level height. So it'll work really good in a really adverse environment where the ground is really uneven. And that's most places that I backpack are like that. Even in the shelters, the floors are slanted and tilted from front to back, so you need a couple, 3 inches of adjustment depending on how you do it, just to feed a stove. That's one of the drawbacks to the regular remotes is you got to either find a low place to put them or find some rocks to put on them to bring them up to height. So, I think that's everything for this video. I'm Tinny from Mini Bull Design. Get out and hike, take a friend, enjoy the great outdoors, and more important than anything, try to have some fun today and try to have a really great day. Bye-bye.